Dear students, welcome to biology classes. So we were studying chapter 4 Animal Kingdom, and in that we were studying different phyla. So in the previous class I have explained you about the phylum Arthropoda and Mollusca. Okay. Now we are going to start a new phyla. Okay, that is Echinodermata. Okay, so whenever you think of Echinodermata, the animal that should come to your mind or that will come to your mind is starfish. Okay, starfish. So likewise, you keep one typical animal for each phyla, and then you remember the characters. That will be easy for you. Okay, for example, for arthropoda, many insects are there. So any of this prawns, okay, or butterfly or our mosquito, anything like that you remember. Okay, for arthropoda. And for mollusca, you can remember octopus or snail, Pila globosa. So likewise, one typical organism, you keep it in mind so that it will be easy for you to understand, okay, or remember the characters. Okay, so likewise, phylum Echinodermata, what are the characters? Let's see. So the first character is they are having an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles. Endoskeleton, isn't it? Exoskeleton and endoskeleton. What is endoskeleton? If the skeleton is found inside. Okay, so due to this calcareous endoskeleton, they are having the name what? Echinodermata. Okay, and they are having spine like what out means in their body, spiny structures are also there. Okay, and they are full marine organisms. Okay, all are marine organisms, and organ system level of organization is there. Okay, and another important feature of this, see, if you see a starfish, what kind of symmetry you can see, whether it is bilateral symmetry or radial symmetry. So do you remember what is bilateral symmetry? If the body can be divided into two equal halves through only one plane, is it like that? See, you can see the diagram of a starfish here, isn't it? You can cut like this, you can cut like this, okay, or like this. So in any way, if you cut, you will get two equal halves. So this kind of symmetry is called what? Radial symmetry. So adult echinoderms are radially symmetrical. Okay, so why they have kept in this kind of higher position? See, we have learned that radial symmetry is a primitive character, isn't it? So the reason is only the adults shows what? Radial symmetry. In their larval stage, they are having bilateral symmetry. So when other characters are considered, they shows what? Higher means what? Advanced characters. That's what they are kept in a higher position. Okay, then they are triploblastic. Okay, they are coelomic animals, and digestive system is complete. You remember digestive system of hydra? They are having only one opening, isn't it? Known as hypostoma, and through that only what? Ingestion and egestion takes place, isn't it? So here means in other organisms also, just I gave one example of incomplete what? Digestive system. So incomplete digestive system means what? If the digestive system is not having what? Means if it is not having mouth and anus, then it is known as what? The incomplete. Complete means what? There will be a mouth and there will be a anus. So digestive system of this echinodermates is complete with a mouth on the lower side. Okay, just imagine lower side, ventral side is there, not there. The mouth will be and the anus will be on the upper side. Okay, that is the other distinct feature. Then the most distinct, another distinct feature of echinodermata is presence of water vascular system. Okay, that means there is a groove like structure through this water can enter and can move. Okay, so water vascular system helps them in locomotion, okay, and capturing and transport of food, and also in respiration. So all this are done with the help of water vascular system, and there is a particular excretory system is not there. Okay, and sexes are separate, so what we call it as dioecious, isn't it? And reproduction is sexual reproduction, fertilization is external, so all these are primitive characters. Okay, development is indirect with the presence of certain larval forms. Is it clear? So can be asked, what are the primitive characters that are found in echinodermate, even though it's a higher group of or a higher phyla. Okay, what are they? So first I said their adults are radially symmetrical, isn't it? Then they are not having what excretory system, isn't it? Then fertilization is external. So all these are what primitive characters. Is it clear? So examples of this, starfish asterias, then echinus, sea urchin, okay, then what antedon, sea lily, sea cucumber, brittle star, ophiura, okay, cucumaria. Okay, so all these are what examples of echinodermata. Understood? Echinodermata. So, is it clear? Echinodermata, what is it? Okay, the group of organisms which are coming under this phyla. Okay. The next group, okay, next phylum is Hemichordata. Okay, hemi means half, isn't it? So this phylum was actually considered as a subphylum of phylum Chordata before, and now it is separated from that, and they are kept as a separate phylum under non-chordates. Okay, so so you see all this from Porifera, Cylindrata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, okay, Ashhelminthes, Annelid, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, okay. Then what this one Hemichordata. These all are considered as non-chordates. Okay, these many phyla are known as non-chordates. So the next group is what chordates. Okay, chordata, phylum chordata. So all other till now whatever we have studied, including this hemichordata, are coming under what non-chordates. Okay, and you can see that this hemichordata was considered as a subphylum of phylum chordata, I told. Okay, because they show certain characters which are which can be similar to the chordata. Okay, for examples, they are. I will tell you about the characters of not a chordata. Then you will understand this. Okay, so this is a kind of phylum which is a connecting link, you can say, between non-chordates and chordates. Okay, so only they are known as hemichordata. Okay, so you see the characters, they are having what a rudimentary structure in the collar region that is similar to the notochord. Okay, notochord is actually, I'll tell you, that is the characteristic feature of chordate. Okay, presence of a notochord. Okay, a rod like structure in the dorsal side of the body. Dorsal side is what? Our ventral side out is the front side, isn't it? Dorsal side means the back side. So in the back side we are having what? Vertebral column. Actually vertebral column is the modification of notochord only. Understood? So notochord means it's a what? It's a rod like structure. Okay, so those organism, one of the character of chordate is what? The presence of notochord. I will tell you in the next topic. Okay, so you can see that here in hemichordates you can see a structure in their collar region. Okay, collar region is a part of their body and that is known as stomochord. Okay, so they share or they are a connecting link, you can say, na, in between the non-chordates and chordates. Okay, they are not having any notochord but they are having a structure known as stomochord. Okay, that is what can be compared to the notochord. Okay, then if you see the structure of them, they are worm like animals. Okay, and marine worm like means worms you have seen, no? So just like that only they are. Okay, and they are having organ system level of organization. Okay, then what? Bilateral, symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomate, all these are characteristic of higher phyla only, isn't it? And the body, if you see, it is divided into an anterior proboscis. Okay, can you see? With this only they can they are living, I told na, near to the sea and all. Okay, means in the seashore and all they can make holes. Okay, they can dig, they can live there. So with this only they can what do all this. Okay, then what, a collar is there. Okay, then the trunk is the body. Okay, so like this the body is divided into three parts. What are they? Anterior proboscis, collar, and a trunk. Okay, circulatory system, it's open type. Respiration is through gills, isn't it? Then excretory organs is proboscis gland. What are the excretory organs of this hemichordata? Proboscis gland. Sexes separate, fertilization external, development is indirect. All this you are knowing now. Sexes are separate means male and female organisms are there. Fertilization is external means inside the body no fertilization is taking place. The female will release the egg and the male will release the sperms, and external fertilization takes place in the water. Okay, development is indirect means the larval forms are there. Okay, example is belanoglossus and saccoglossus. Say 2-3 times, then it will be easy for you. Okay, belanoglossus and saccoglossus are examples of what? Hemichordata. Okay, now next phylum is what? The chordata. Okay, so I told the major characteristic that you can find in a chordate is what? The presence of a notochord. Okay, a dorsal hollow nerve cord. Okay, and paired pharyngeal gill slits. Something you understood? Once again I'll tell you, that is the major characteristic of a chordate. Chordate is another phylum. Okay, so I told till now what we have learned is non-chordates. We can call them together as non-chordates. So this chordates are actually what? They are belonging to, they are having a notochord. Notochord means a rod like structure. Okay, rod like structure means it is a skeleton. Okay, part of skeleton only. Okay, and a dorsal hollow nerve cord. We are having a nerve cord also, isn't it? Means spinal cord. So in our body we can compare this notochord, or notochord itself is converted or changed into vertebral column. Okay, and a hollow nerve cord. What is that? Spinal cord. And paired pharyngeal gill slits. See here in fishes, this one it is shown here, isn't it? Gill slits. Slits means what? Openings. Okay, gill slits are there. So this gill slits and they are paired. Understood? Then what else? So do we have this gill slits? Do we have anything in the pharynx? Pharynx, any gill slits are there? No. Then how we are not means chordates? We are chordates only, isn't it? So this is because in our embryonic stage, actually gill slits are also means in some stages of the embryonic development, gill slits are also appearing. Then another important feature is post-anal tail. Post-anal tail means after anus. Okay, there will be a tail. So do we have any tail? No, but still what there are actually that bones of the tail is reduced in our body. Okay, if we study the skeletal system, when we are studying the skeletal system we will understand. Okay, so there are bones, okay, that are actually present in tailed animals, and that is getting reduced in our, means it is there. Okay, so like this, these are the major characteristic of what? Chordates. What are they? Presence of notochord. Okay, first is what? Presence of notochord. Then I told what? Dorsal what? Hollow nerve cord. Okay, then paired gill slits. Then what? Post-anal tail. Understood? So other characters, if we consider, they are bilaterally symmetrical, isn't it? Triploblastic, coelomate with organ system level of organization. These are all are what? the characteristic of all the higher phyla, isn't it? And we have a closed circulatory system. Closed circulatory system means the body, the blood is flowing in the blood vessels, not in the cavity, isn't it? In our body, if we cut our body parts, how blood comes? Because blood vessels are getting cut. Okay, otherwise it will not have what blood. Understood? So the blood is not found in any cavity. It is always found in blood vessels. Clear? So when you compare this chordates and non-chordates, chordates will have what notochords, non-chordates will not have. Okay. Central nervous system is dorsal, hollow, and single, isn't it? And in non-chordates, central nervous system is ventral, solid, and double. Okay, we have seen in many organisms, isn't it? Double what nerve will be there, which are they are covered, or they are connected by paired ganglion and all, isn't it? Then chordates, if you see, pharynx perforated by gill slits, and in non-chordates no gill slits are there. Heart is ventral in chordates, and in non-chordates, if it is there, it will be dorsal in side. Okay. Then eposternal part or tail is present, and it is absent in non-chordates. So these are the characteristics of what? No chordates. Okay, so chordates, if you take, these are the characters. So today what we have studied is phylum Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and phylum Chordata. Okay, again we have to study in detail about the phylum Chordata. Okay, so Echinodermata, what were the characteristic features? I told they are the term Echinodermata came because of what? Calcareous ossicles. Okay, calcareous ossicles. Then I told you they are triploblastic, and they are symmetry is special. What is that? The adult are showing radial symmetry. Okay, but the larval stages shows bilateral symmetry, isn't it? Then I told you about the water vascular system. What is the function of it? It helps in the locomotion, capture, and transport of food and respiration. Clear? So these are what the major features of what? Echinodermata. Okay, phylum Hemichordata. Actually, I told it was a subphylum of Chordata. Later, it is separated, okay, from that, and it is considered as a separate or free phylum now. Okay, and the organisms are worm like. Okay, worm like organisms, and there is a stomochord which is similar to the notochord present in the collar region. The body is divided into, okay, I told it is like a worm, and the body is divided into proboscis, collar, and trunk. Then I told you about the chordates, isn't it? So what are the characters of chordate? They are having a notochord. Okay. Then dorsal hollow nerve cord, paired pharyngeal gill slits, post anal tail. Okay, so notochord, dorsal hollow nerve cord, paired pharyngeal gill slits, then what? Post anal tail, ventral heart. All these are characteristics of what? The chordates. Okay, chordata is again divided into urochordata or tunicata. Okay, then cephalochordata and vertebrata. Is it clear? So these are the subphyla of phylum chordata. What are they? Urochordata. Okay, or it is also known as tunicata. Okay, then next what? Cephalochordata and vertebrata. Okay, so this we will study in the next class. Okay, the different groups are coming under this we will study in the next class. So hope all this is very clear to you. Okay, and you please watch the videos, and after that go through the textbook. Okay, and the major characters please note down in your copy, so that it will be easy for your further studies. Otherwise all the phylum and the organisms will get means you will get forgot. Okay, you will forget everything. So it's better to write down the major points and write. Okay, along with the phylum you write the typical animal, and remembering that you say the characters, then it will be easy for you. Okay, so hope it's enough for now. Let's continue in the next class. Thank you.